there's a guy, Travis Hunter, that plays offense and defense, and he's great at both.
They have those, yeah.
Okay.
Is it easy to master that? Be like Travis?
No, they call him a one of a kind. They call him a GOAT.
That's my point right there. He can play rugby nicely. He can really be good at it.
You've
answered it. You've answered me. You've answered it already.
I'm Pat Wavy, and this is
Lunchbox!
And please welcome pro rugby player Monate Akwe.
Thank you.
I decide who wins each debate. Winner gets an overtime backpack. Whoever I decide is the best debater with a backpack will have a chance to take it home or gambit it all the way for a mystery box.
Which sport is more physically demanding, rugby or American football?
All right. American football is way more demanding. You're in the same heat, you're on the same field, but you're wearing about 20 pounds worth of pads. And I just think that American football was made as the toughest sport in the world, not just rugby, I think in general.
Oh, no. I have to, just cut you off from that. I feel like rugby is more physically demanding because, first of all, we play 80 minutes, okay? No commercials. We only have a halftime, which is 10 minutes, 15 minutes maximum. And we only have stoppages when people have, minor injuries on it, you know? And also, on part of the stoppages, too, you guys have a lot of breathing times whereby the coaches call, the plays and you have to, swap a whole new, 13?
Yeah.
A whole new...
Offense and defense.
Yeah, you have that, offense and defense, and you have to swap every time, which I feel like in rugby, the fact is, if you're already in the field, you're going to defend and you're going to attack at the same time. So it's mentally draining because when you're tired, you still have to make the calls too. And you still have to play because we have limited subs, you know?
Yeah, but I'm also saying I think that continuation of playing is actually what makes it easier. Imagine having your entire career depend on 3 seconds of your performance. You don't have the ability to make up like soccer or something. You have 3 seconds in which your entire career lands on it in a sport that I think is more dangerous and also more physically. I'll say this: NFL does not take care of its players as well as rugby leagues. I feel like these guys are put out there and they're gladiators and they perform like gladiators.
All right. So being in there just for one shot. Let's talk about general all the players, right?
Yeah.
Only one guy will receive that ball as a pass from the pass. So that's the only guy that's taking the hit.
Yeah.
Rugby, everybody's still involved. Before any breakdown, as soon as a tackle is made, the play continues too. So everybody has to get back up. The second play, you might carry again. Other people find themselves making 3 tackles back to back. And then you get the ball back again on offense.
Have you not seen Ray Lewis? Ray Lewis gets three tackles back to back in the first quarter.
That, but does he, I don't know, does he attack?
He attacks a little bit too much if you know.
No, he's not an offense. He plays just defense.
You see, he's defense. So rugby is if I'm defending, I'm a 7. So I make the most tackles on the field. But I also still have to attack. I have to have that firepower on the attack too. So imagine, I've made 3 tackles back to back. We got the turnover. We kick it down. I have to chase that ball. And all of us are coming up too. So it's all inclusive. All of us physically, it's demanding on everybody. That's why I say we're more physical than... It's more physical demanding than the NFL.
I'm with you. This argument is very much about which sport is more physical, not about which sport isn't physical.
Okay, I got a question for the rugby. I got a question for on the rugby side. Let me see. Is there any rules to how you can hit somebody in rugby? Too high, too low, certain places you can't tackle?
Yes, for sure. Rugby, you can't go above the nipples. So that's the danger part. And also, we're taught whereby we have to, wrap in our tackles and how to hide your head away from, getting hit. Okay. So you got to, hide your head a little bit, and then make that tackle. So that's why football, you get more concussions from that because sometimes you just throw yourself.
And that makes it physically demanding.
Okay, physically,
I might forget my family once I step out on the field.
But we don't have all those 20 extra pounds. We
don't have that. That's what I'm saying. We carrying the weight.
Imagine going back and forth, just physically, bone to bone. Only a mouth guard, that's it. Bone to bone, only a mouth guard. For 80 minutes.
That's some gladiator.
80 minutes.
That's some gladiator.
So that's more. I believe football, yes, you guys are physically demanding, but we're more physically demanding compared to you guys.
Damn. How y'all feeling? I ain't gonna lie, I might go rugby this one, man. I'm going rugby, man. I don't know, it's just the thought about trying to play football with no pads on.
Crazy.
It's just I might, before anybody run to me, I might curl up in the little... How?
We were doing that when we were younger. We were
Sit down, sit down. You can sit down. You can sit down. You're crazy.
I believe football is more physically demanding because even I remember from little kids, like me and him went to the same middle school.
Yes.
We are on straight concrete, hard floor, summertime, winters, tackling each other with the ball. We're not even playing football the correct way. We were probably playing it somewhat like rugby.
It's the same thing too. Not everybody has the privilege to play on turf or grass. I'm from Africa. I'm from Kenya. Sometimes our field is basically like just no grass, just hard ground. That's it. So it's still physically demanding if that's your debate. That's how you want to debate this.
But I'm saying it's more physically demanding. Plus, with football, a lot of players, they get hurt a lot more. They can get hit a lot of places. Cleats to the face, the helmet, players getting CTE.
But this just happens to like specific players where the ball has gone.
Nah, I think I mean every
That's how it
position
is.
every position can get hurt on every position
Yeah,
can
but
every
you
position
guys-
can get hit on the football field.
But on football, it's just per play. In a play,
That's
only
not
one
true.
person is getting that ball.
But
That's
not only
true,
but not only one person getting hit.
And there's a whole defensive line in front just to get to that
for
one
sure.
person.
But did you guys just take off the how you call it, the blindsided, being blindsided or something like that?
I think
That's where most of the hits will come in, and that's why I believe you guys used to be more physically demanding. But the rules that have been created now to make you guys safer are way wilder, you know? So I still believe we still have to be like more physically demanding, to be honest.
I don't think so. We're running with pounds of equipment,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
To keep you
and,
safe,
like,
right?
To keep us safe.
okay,
But
now what's the average size? What would you say the biggest player on a rugby field is? What would be the biggest iconic or
say-
ideally, what would be the biggest guy?
The
what's the average weight?
The props are usually the biggest. So I can say some of them get to like 300.
Okay,
like
or
350.
what height?
You know, 6 foot. And we have the locks too, who are like much bigger. Like in kgs, I can say like 125 kgs,
But-
and they're like 6'8".
They can move. Are they? Do they just stand in one spot the whole
No,
game?
they all move. They all move.
At
We all
300,
move it.
6 feet?
Yep. You gotta move. 80 minutes. But most of them get subbed off too. Like, you know, you gotta give like 60 or 40, and another one comes in.
Because like when you think about like a football player, when I'm thinking about like football players, I'm thinking about some of them are like big dudes, like 6'5",
Exactly.
270.
And all they have to do is maybe like just.
But that's not true.
The linemen, they just have to like protect.
Linemen are benching upwards of 300, 400, 500 pounds to get that strength to be on the
Same
field
as rugby
to
players.
make sure.
Have you seen the video of like some of our rugby props from Australia doing like
I
squats?
don't know too much about rugby.
Okay, for
honestly.
sure.
I
So I think.
Also, we could talk about like the actual practices, what you're doing to perfect your sport, what you're doing to do your skill.
Exactly.
I feel like you could also say like how.
Oh
All right, so one reason why I would say like football is definitely more physically demanding because you have to not only just on the field, but you're doing a lot of practicing that requires not only just footwork, lifting weights, running certain routes, going over certain playbooks. It's a lot that your body has to confine in order to go out on an actual game, on an official level, to execute those things in a proper manner and to actually physically, you have to be physically able to do all of those things, lift weights, run, do a whole bunch of conditioning, a whole bunch of footwork.
I agree with you. But for us, we are mentally like, you know, trained to like play that 80 minutes. But if you say specifically, you guys have specific positions. The same way you lift, it's not the same way somebody else will lift, like a lineman will lift,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
But in rugby, we're all gonna lift the same. We all have like same kind of like
But doesn't that
practices
make
or
that-
for preparation off season, okay? Let me just
I'll let
let me
you
get my
continue.
point out.
Yeah.
So when all that comes, we all like still have to run physically the same way. You know what I'm saying? And our trainings are all like just put together to a point whereby we still have to work even under fatigue. But in football, it's just specific position. All I have to do is just learn one skill set. If I'm an O-line, I have to learn one skill set.
That's true.
For sure. That's it. That's all I have to do.
That's true.
In rugby.
That's true though. That's true.
In rugby.
Wait, as a football player, you know, as a football
In rugby, our quarterbacks, the 10s and the 9s, they still have to tackle.
Yeah.
You don't get off the field. A big guy, like our biggest guys can run at them, and they'll have to make that tackle. We don't have the, how you call it, the protection?
Offensive line.
Yeah,
Offensive
quarterback
line.
protection and stuff like
He said
that.
protection.
Whereby, wrapping the passer. What kind of softness is that? We don't have that. So we have to all be physically ready to make those big hits too when a big guy runs at you.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely get where you're coming from, like completely. Well, I would agree with you on that part, right? But like what you said specifically that certain players have to bench differently or work out differently.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that somebody that's maybe 6'5", that's like 300 pounds, maybe 250, wouldn't you think that's more physically demanding than somebody else that is maybe a lower size or lower height? And even though we all have to practice different things and we all have to work on certain things, that doesn't make it any less physically demanding.
Okay.
Because maybe with somebody that, like, to your argument, you guys are all working out the same, but there's certain people on certain football teams that work even harder because they have to due to their position. And it's not only that, certain positions, everybody could get hurt. It doesn't matter if you're just, in your case, like shoving somebody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of injuries from football that some people don't even have the ball and they still get injured.
Yes,
and a lot of people that don't have the ball tend to get injured because of those things.
Yeah, you're getting away from the main point here. It's who is more like which sport is more physically demanding.
Yeah, so and that's showing how that's more physically demanding.
I'm going rugby. I ain't gonna lie. I think I heard enough, man. Sure. I'm going rugby. I'm going rugby on this one. I have to, bro. Sure. It don't make no sense. You gotta really when you really think about it like that, though. As a football player, if you're a quarterback, you do not have to have the same athleticism or strength. Or do you do? Nobody really needs the same strength as a defensive end and middle line and the linebackers. On rugby, to really think about that, every man is really in the same spot getting hit. You got it. Tom Brady can't run with Lamar Jackson.
There is no harder position in all of sports, in the entire world, than quarterback.
How? Why would you say that?
Because you need to know every play. It's 100 plays. You need to know the job of every single player on that field.
You have a microphone. You have a microphone in your
physically,
ear.
how is it supposed to be?
You're not. You're talking about pause. You're not. It's not like your quarterback got to be Einstein and you turn around and it's like blue 72, blue 73.
Do you know how mentally challenging it is to be a quarterback? The number one reason quarterbacks fail is because they can't keep up mentally. Whether that's
physically, what about the physicality though?
The physicality, you're an open target. Imagine the ability to be hit by a 20-mile-an-hour grown man.
Let's get back to the main point.
Look at the Bengals. You want to play the Bengals?
Okay, listen.
They will destroy you.
Put him on camera. Put him on camera. Put him on camera.
So pull up.
Put him on camera right here. Put him on camera right here.
Wait, so to my rugby point though. Wait, real quick though. To my rugby point though. To my rugby point. Let me before I let you go, right?
Yes.
If Tom, his point, he said his quarterback still has to make. If Tom Brady, if any NFL quarterback switched to linebacker for just even, do you know that they will get exonerated? Mm-hmm. Do you know they physically cannot they can't make 3 hits?
Yes.
They can't.
Exactly.
He's not supposed to be able to
But that's his point. Listen, everybody
on rugby will have to do it.
Field must be able.
But
now think about doing that at a pro level. So they're all doing that. We're not talking about
we have different sizes
we're not talking about a minor league. We're talking about the NFL, the highest competing rugby players, highest competing NFL players. That's literally saying if you give them shoulder pads, they're way more versatile NFL football players. If you give a skill set to a rugby player a skill set in the NFL, why would he not be better?
He's not going to know what to do. He's going to be confused. You're going to throw him on the field.
That's what a coach is for.
We've had rugby players that have transitioned to football.
I play rugby too, and I play straight football. I play rugby.
So
rugby
what makes it harder for us then to
not more physical than football?
Brother, we have his size.
That's a fact.
We have his size.
Look,
to tackle the likes of
we have guys
6'5".
bigger than 300.
Football. Okay,
he had a point. He said guys was 6 feet and 300 pounds.
Brother, listen.
We have people way heavier than that.
Okay.
Way heavier than that.
Let's talk about
400 pounds.
Let's talk about shapes and sizes.
Sacking a quarterback, and a quarterback got to take it, and he just got to keep getting up and taking it.
Brother,
that's it, brother.
Rugby.
Everybody gets hit. Everybody gets hit.
But
no,
rugby,
I don't want to hear it.
Just listen.
You had your time. You had your time.
Go ahead. Okay, finish what you said.
You had your time.
Okay, finish what you said. Okay,
you had your time. Look,
go ahead.
Everybody's getting hit. Everybody has a responsibility.
Exactly.
The quarterback, everybody has to know what the other person has to do.
Yes.
Everybody has to know the offense and the defensive side.
Exactly.
They have to. Because they have to know, what's going on in the play, who they have to block, who they have to get around.
Yes.
Everybody's doing something.
Exactly.
Everybody's getting hit.
All right.
So what's the whole point of view of this rugby
Okay, listen, my
BS?
point is this.
What is this?
After let's say especially, what's your average height in football?
Oh, football players are not that tall. Okay,
There is no average
You know
height.
what?
There's like 6'5", 6'4".
I get it. Hey, Siri,
Okay.
what's the average height? I'll get the average height.
All right. Because in rugby,
6 feet.
we
Because
have
you
like,
have wide receivers. You need
Yes.
people that's quick. You
quick.
need people that's quick on their feet.
Yes.
You need
But in
agility,
rugby, we
you
have
need to be able to
tiny
hit,
guys
you
too.
need-
We have people who are
The
like,
average height for an NFL player is considered to be around 6 feet and 2 inches.
Wow.
you see that?
Damn, I said 6
in rugby
feet,
we
and
have
that's
in
6'2",
rugby we
man.
have in rugby
It's
we have
required to be 6'2".
Okay, it's required, right? So that
That's
means if
crazy.
you're already like if you're 5'5", by the time you're done with college, your chances of going to the NFL are like that much.
It is. You have
right?
to have the skill.
Okay,
You gotta
in
know.
rugby, in rugby,
You
we
gotta
have
have
the
the
tiniest
skill. You have
players.
to
The average height
you
for
have to
rugby.
physically have
They
the
said the
skill.
average height for a rugby player is typically between 5'9" to 6'3".
Okay, so you guys are
Yours
You
is
guys
technically
big.
still higher.
Okay, still.
Because you guys have a range now.
you guys are from 6.
Come on, man. You guys
6'2"
still have
to
a range.
6'2".
You guys have a
So
range,
us,
man.
okay, that means
6 to
also
6'2",
the
you
best
guys-
rugby player,
that's-
the best rugby player right now, he's like 5, I think 5'7", if I'm not wrong, 5'7", 5'8".
Okay.
And he has to bring down 6'5", 300 and something pounds.
You ready for this? Look, Tyreek
And they gotta
Hill
tackle him.
literally
They gotta still
just
make a
got hurt,
tackle.
guys. You ready for this? PSA, definitely. Tyreek Hill just got hurt.
How did
And
that
he
happen?
didn't even have the ball. He just tore his whole ACL. He's out basically for the whole season right now.
Okay.
And he's tiny. He's not even that big. He's tiny. He's just he got weight on him basically. You know what I'm saying? he
Yeah,
has weight
okay.
on him.
And
That's
as
what
a-
I'm saying.
I'm
He has to
not
be
understand.
physically.
As a rugby
he has
player,
to
what do you think
Injuries
about
happen.
what about the physical part about football? Where it's like even if you're not touching the ball every single time, when you are a football player getting hit, you're not getting hit by one person.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
getting,
telling you,
you're
and then it's
you're
like-
getting it's group hits, it's group
Sometimes
contact.
when they
'Cause
do,
think
like,
about it
trick
though,
plays,
in a
all
football
that.
field, an offensive guy, you can get tackled by a whole 5 people all at
Yeah,
once.
I agree.
They have kickoffs, kick returns, all of that.
And then
That's
you
what
gotta
I was
remember,
telling you.
I know
It
a
has to be
rugby
physical.
when you're
We have the same thing. We have
on.
kickoffs too. We have double tackles. We have double tackles where if somebody's big, some people are brought down by like 5 people too. In rugby, there's like huge people.
Saquon Barkley, think about it.
Yes, but we
Come
don't
on.
have the pads
He's
now. We don't have the
carried-
pads compared
he's
to you guys.
carried football players
You
on
know-
his
okay.
back.
So how would you? Now the main question though, if I would have put it, if you taking the average, or let's say the average shorter person in the NFL, and then the average short person in rugby, and they just
6 foot and
completely
5'9".
switch. They switch professions. Would you think an NFL player can hold up in the
rugby.
physicality of rugby?
Yes, of course. We even practice and play
As a rugby
with
player,
no
as
pads.
a
We
rugby
would
player,
practice like that.
You've
What
had
is we
to
talking about?
have people come
Literally.
from football to rugby.
Yeah, I've seen them, yeah.
How does an average football player translate to rugby?
Well, they still like show up and they play well.
Okay.
They play well. The thing is that they don't stay there for that longer because for you to play football, even like let's say NFL,
Okay.
you have to have that like record from like they have to see you already like playing in college,
Yeah,
high
okay.
school, like that growth. They gotta see it. That's
Okay.
why the few rugby players that have transitioned, they haven't been there for more than 3 years.
Okay.
3 years and they're done.
Okay.
Which is I feel is still the same lifespan in football because
So NFL players football players usually translate good in the game of rugby.
Yes.
You don't really
Yes.
ever find
Yes.
a gap between a person that started playing rugby
Yes.
from a kid and a guy that grew up playing football. They still always end up the same.
I have a friend of mine that was cut by, I think, the Colts.
Okay.
And he came to play rugby. He played very good. He's like 6'8".
Okay.
But the thing is, like, it was easy for him because as soon as the
It was
pads,
easy for him,
yeah,
and it's
because as soon as the pads were taken off,
demanding with football, for
I
sure.
believe Americans
It
are
is.
athletic.
It is.
Americans are athletics, okay?
It gotta be.
You guys are very athletic and you guys are very like strong and all that.
I bet.
Okay.
It
I'm
gotta
sorry.
be. It gotta be
We
football.
about to go
man.
to
It
the
gotta
next
be
question,
football.
but if y'all had to ask,
For sure.
if y'all had to
If you
ask,
had to ask who's going with who,
Just handing it to you.
dog, you make smooth. All right. What's the next one?
Nice. Next question. Which sport has the crazier fan base? Oh, fan culture, that is.
Oh,
American football. That's not even competition. That's not.
The SEC,
All right.
Not competition.
the
Go
SEC
first.
alone wins.
Super Bowl wins by itself. What are we talking about?
Nah, wait,
The
good
wild
point
cards win
though.
by
Good
itself.
point though. You don't see any other like big rugby games on your For You page, on the TV, anywhere on social media.
Because you're American. They'll show you. They'll show you what Americans want to see. Football is an American sport.
Okay, but wait.
Football is an American sport. I'm from Kenya. I've never seen any commercial about NFL, can't play NFL, can't play football. I've never seen that.
Okay.
That's why you only see that. That's why you don't see rugby. I promise you.
Kind of good point, but like still, the fan base for NFL is like really, really big. You got people.
Really big.
Yeah, basically.
It's still America, okay?
It's still American, but
Okay,
it's
compare
really
rugby
big.
now. Compare rugby. Rugby's worldwide. Start from there.
Where do you?
Is there football in Japan? There's rugby in Japan.
No, wait, there is.
There is actually no.
Okay,
Wait, yes,
there is?
there is.
How big is it? I've never heard of
There's
it.
Japanese
I've never heard of
football in
it.
Japan.
Okay. All right, take me to Netherlands. Is there football in Netherlands?
No, probably not.
Is there football in France?
Probably not. I think this might be German.
Okay.
Or
Africa.
Russia.
Okay. Let's go to my motherland. Kenya. There's no football.
No,
There's
okay.
no football. I don't even know why it's called football, first of all.
Because
You
would
didn't
think-
use your feet.
I see. You would think of soccer.
Let's not even go there first. Let's not even go there. Let's even go there first, okay?
Okay.
Should be called handball or something. So let's stop at that. But yeah, talk about your fans then.
So
How you
like
guys crazier than us?
Super Bowl,
culture,
the
yeah.
Super Bowl. Everybody watches Super Bowl. Like
Every American.
even like Americans, they watch football. They watch the Super Bowl. Once the Super Bowl comes on, it's a whole feast.
All right.
Everybody's bringing their family. Everybody's bringing their fans.
Yes.
Literally, you will have two teams on the day of the Super Bowl competing, and everybody's still getting together either way.
Okay, so football, that's the highest level. The Super Bowl is the highest level of
The peak, yeah. That's
the peak
of the season,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a World Cup. Very exciting to watch. That's the men and the women's. The women's was pretty much fire this last few days.
Okay, now
Americans watch.
I got
it
a
too,
question, though. I got a
okay?
question, though.
No. We have the Six Nations. We have the Six Nations. Okay, this is played in Europe. Okay, this is England, Ireland, Scotland. France. They all compete. That's huge. It's been going on for more than 100 years. Okay.
Aye.
We have the rugby championship is going on right now. Which is played by the Southern Hemisphere teams.
Aye.
Another big thing too. We have the Pacific tournaments too.
Aye.
Pacific Islands, like the games too. Those are huge stuff. So we have a lot of, we don't have to wait for one thing to say, oh, this is our pinnacle. But World Cup has to be the main one, right? The men and the women's World Cup. That's big. But you guys only rely on one. And that's where you want to show the whole culture. Rugby, we have a drinking culture. People sing songs for consistently 80 minutes, even if the momentum shifts, even if the players go down, even if your team is losing, people keep singing. Football, I only hear the chants and the cheers when a big hit is made. Am I wrong?
Okay, but I got a question though.
We keep on going
No.
despite all that.
No.
Nah, let me just finish.
Where do you I haven't even seen. I don't even know it's a World Cup for rugby right now. Okay. I never knew. Never knew.
Because
But once the NFL, anything for the NFL, even a game pops up on the TV, somebody's at least watching it.
yes,
He doesn't even
because that's
have.
the American sport.
No. He
We're
doesn't
talking about a world sport here.
But he doesn't even
Rugby's
have
more
to
worldwide.
know. He doesn't even have to know the rules. Me, I don't watch football that much, but I still I was
get
literally
excited
if you
for
put
it.
on the TV, I will still watch it.
Yes.
But rugby, I'm confused. I don't even know what's happening.
Yes, that's why, because football is American #1 sport. And I don't blame you all for that.
Number
not
two.
knowing rugby. Okay. Has to be
Basketball
#1.
gotta
That's
be.
American
Basketball
sport.
is number one.
Okay, #1, but America. If you check online right now,
Can be.
which is the American sport, it's football. That's the American sport. It's football. So football has been going on for years. The main reason why you see it is because they use it as a form of advertisement. It's more commercial based. Every play they're showing something. Every second, Dollar General.
You out.
Right.
You got it.
You out. He's been bodying you for 5. He's been bodying you for he was
All
alive.
right, tell me about your fans, man. Tell me about the fans culture.
I want to start off by saying you were incorrect. Football started in Europe in the 1800s, and it came to the U.S. because it took our culture,
Robbed us.
Think about soccer.
it consumed us. But listen, you're saying the fan base is more crazier, but football is more from what I can say, is more of a culture. It's millions, hundreds of millions of people tuning in to watch something like the Super Bowl, fans at the gates acting crazy, going crazy, hurting each other, seeing people in the streets with the wrong jersey on. Something's gonna happen to you. Americans, they're just more crazier.
The only thing that I'm going to reason with here is the fact that only this happens here, in the USA. Rugby, it's worldwide. So many people have different cultures depending on where they're from. So we have multiple cultures across the world.
This is
across
true,
the world.
but you're not proving to me how
Okay.
your fans are crazier. It's
Okay,
about
but-
the
okay, okay,
fans.
but-
Because you're not.
Okay, but
You're telling me
okay,
it's
you got to think
bigger.
about it like this. So rugby would have multiple fans from across the world. You guys will have big rugby fans in London, in Swedish.
Yeah.
But NFL would have NFL has big fans in states. Like, as a New Yorker, I know people that the Jets haven't been good for my whole life. I know
loyal.
diehard Jets fans just because they're from New York.
Yeah.
I know the Patriots. You can't go to the New England and try to say F Tom Brady. You might
And
never
also,
leave.
and also
Like-
one thing, you could say football is an American sport, but you got to remember, not every football player they're not all American players. They're people coming from different countries, different states, and they have a backing of this.
Yes.
Me personally, I can't say too much about rugby because I know in America it's not much talked about, or like we don't hear nothing. I know you've heard crazy crazy stories about football that you're probably like, nah, what's going on in America? Is that not true?
You've had because you've had.
I haven't had
you-
anything
no,
about
okay,
football,
no.
bro.
Okay. Now let's put in the deep. Let me really put in the deeper perspective, right?
Okay.
I think every rugby player would have some type of level of I've watched a football game before. I feel like every single rugby player would have a good understanding of the NFL and American football. Just because I almost feel like rugby is like a kind of like a kickoff for football in its own way. So I feel like in the world of, I think in a world of how we put it, I think every rugby fan will kind of love American football. If you think about it, is rugby with just dramatic more. It's a little more dramatic. You got the oohs, you got the owls, you got the long balls, you got the no.
But to be honest,
No,
I know about your culture, the tailgating and all that. But since you guys have not experienced rugby in any kind of way, it's gonna be hard for me to debate this.
What about
But you can
in
tell
the
us-
world of popularity? Let's say even is there a rugby game? Like, is there a game that if you know how we get online, we play NFL, we play Madden.
Yeah,
Is
EA
there-
had
is EA have
Rugby
a-
08 and
like-
Rugby 11.
Well, you said had.
That was the last.
You said had.
Like,
they haven't
you-
made
but you
those a
see-
lot.
but you-
Because it takes a lot.
But it takes a lot to make a soccer
But
football.
also
There's
to
a high,
sell
there's
too.
NHL.
For sales too, football is better to sell because that's the American game.
It's more-
That's why they have it.
But games
I
don't-
wasn't playing that game when I was back home because I didn't understand it.
But there's
I was
kids-
playing more of rugby, you know?
Okay, but there's kids that play games though. That's what I'm saying. That I'm sure there's kids that play Madden that's not from America. I'm sure Madden sells outside of America. Would I put it to? But that's what I'm saying. There's bigger ways to put football out there.
Yeah.
I think football is shown more, and I believe that there's football fans outside of the United States of America.
I believe,
wouldn't-
but it's not as much as the number of rugby fans that we have that are not only like in a specific, like, let's say in the USA.
Yeah.
We have fans that are going to fly all over the world for the World Cup that's going to be in the USA 2027. So it's going to be people from all over. I haven't seen like a lot of numbers of people like flying into a country just to watch Super Bowl. I haven't seen lots of people do that. I haven't seen that.
And a
so the
soccer-
culture goes on, and you guys will see it.
A soccer
Once
player-
the World Cup comes to the USA, you guys will see it.
Okay, a soccer player definitely said the same thing, that people don't fly in to watch American sports.
Yeah, rugby's more international. you
Rugby is
say.
more, it's more international. That's why I'm saying the culture is spread across many nations. Your culture here, it's spread only across the states. And coming to think of it, USA itself is not bigger than Africa. You know? USA can fit in Africa.
But would you say rugby is a big sport in Africa? Because I'm Nigerian.
It is
I'm
still big.
Nigerian. I don't think rugby is a big
Like I
sport.
say, football, the real football,
Football,
is the number
okay,
one.
yeah, that's what
It's
I'm saying.
soccer.
When I
Soccer,
think-
soccer will be number one. But also rugby is big.
No, I
Rugby's
think
growing now.
even in Africa, it's soccer. It's soccer number one, basketball number two.
No.
I think
No
they play
basketball.
more. They play more basketball in
Now it's
Africa
more
than
rugby.
rugby.
Yeah,
they play more basketball than rugby in Africa.
Because the NBA just started putting money out there for the, how you call it, NBA Africa.
NBA Africa,
So
okay.
that's why
NBL,
it's growing too. That's why
even
it's growing.
the NBL, like African teams have their. A lot of African teams have a basketball team. I don't meet Africa.
Yes. So basketball has to be everywhere too. But NFL, like football itself, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. Even like, let's go to Europe. How many people play that? What countries play that? I can name a handful of, of countries that play rugby. And to think of it, like I said, every single country, every area in those countries, they all have their own cultures.
Aye.
So
All right, Smooth. You know what? This one
culture is more spread, dog.
I don't know. I'm shaking.
I don't think it's about what's more well known.
Pull up.
It's not about well known. Come on, sit.
I can't give him the buzzer.
Yeah.
I can't give him the buzzer.
It's the fan base, yeah. It's the fan base. Say it. It's the fan base.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. Like, it's about it's not about what's bigger, what's more international. It's about what's literally what's a crazier fan base. I've watched a Super Bowl, and I've seen the Eagles win. Like, Philly was looking crazy. Like, it was like people were going crazy. Like,
Yes.
when in the streets of Philly, like nobody. If you had an opposite jersey that wasn't an Eagles jersey, somebody was saying something to you.
Yeah.
You were either getting impressed by somebody. You was either just gonna get somebody was gonna talk to you crazy.
Yes.
You know. So, and I'm not discrediting the World Cup because obviously that's more international and
Yes.
that's a harder debate to debate because, like what you said, it's states and
You guys
international.
haven't seen it,
Yeah, but I can definitely say with a lot of like fan coaches that are in the NFL, there's a lot more fan coaches that are willing to literally, like, it's not okay, but to literally attack another human being because of a certain score or a certain player. Somebody says something bad about their
Yes.
team or their player.
Okay. Same thing too in rugby, okay? But also culture. Do you guys sing songs? Do you guys have songs? That's part of culture.
They got the
That's part of culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know they got.
We have. If you go to like Scotland or like Ireland, they have choirs too that sing rugby songs. There's some rugby songs whereby they welcome guests. Let's say New Zealand flies over to play them. There's people greeting them from the airport singing. That's part of culture. Culture doesn't only have to be the fans. Like the fans just doing just one thing, like watching the game, tailgating, going for the parade as soon as they win, the Super Bowl and stuff like that. But this is just even the small games and stuff like that. There's all this thing about culture is wide. The fan base culture is wide, and it doesn't have to be specifically just what you're talking about. So rugby, we have all that. We have this stuff is organized by the presidents themselves, the prime ministers. They organize all this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The welcoming and all that, like. It's just huge like that.
Yeah, and that just comes literally based off of, again, like international, being a sport internationally and throughout the states.
Yeah.
But what I can say, even though like you are correct about that, because I can say for sure, like internationally, there's gonna be people that are flying in and out to watch certain things. But that plays more into the entertainment factor.
Yes.
When it comes to like, again, cultures, you have certain people that's not even like maybe fans. You have certain traditions that are in football,
Yes.
certain things that go on within like a football field that are like regular, either traditional or even get so crazy to a point where certain actions that you do on the field or certain actions that people do, whether it's online or just in general, it's gonna cause chaos or it's gonna cause wreckage, and that's what I mean by the craziness of the certain cultures.
Yes.
Even when it comes to certain.
Speaking of tradition, though,
Uh-huh.
what is one of the traditions in football that the fans love or they can't wait to see before the game or after a game?
I would say
in football.
I would say for football, one of the main things is mascots and I believe cheerleaders, right? Like
okay.
So they have the cheerleaders and the mascots do different dances and
All right,
stuff like
for
that.
us, we have something. Let's say the All Blacks are playing. We're always excited for the haka. Okay, and this divides the fans a lot.
What is that?
Because let's
Wait,
say
yeah,
the
can you-
haka
can
is
you
where New
elaborate?
Zealand just get on, and it's like a war cry for them. Where they're like, they come on,
Okay,
stuff
okay,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah, but it's not even
That meme with
that's,
Team USA.
yeah, they did that. But the USA still won though. But I'm talking about bringing it to rugby side.
Yeah,
Bro, fans always wait for that. Most people will be silent, but if they do that in England, England will keep on singing because they don't want to respect that, and that brings a lot of tension.
But that could also
You know what I'm saying?
happen within. I definitely get where you're coming from, but that could also happen in a very intense, like in the States, we have certain teams that you go against each other. It's a rivalry. It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I say that.
Yeah.
So maybe when teams come out, like their home team, they're gonna go crazy. Like even when they're doing their little celebrations, they're still gonna keep on going. They're gonna keep on making noise, keep on making certain actions. Then when the opposing team comes out, you're not gonna stop hearing boos until the home team gets the ball, they score a point, and you're gonna constantly hear noise. You're gonna constantly hear back and forth. Exactly. And I've seen countless of games where there's people from opposing teams, they're sitting next to a home team player, and they're either arguing the whole game, or they get physical, or certain things happen to where they have to escort from each other.
Yes.
It gets crazy when it comes
But
to
also,
football culture.
how often are your fans loud?
Very often. Very often.
How often?
Very often.
When the momentum.
Very
What if when you guys are like losing, How many people do we see walking out of the field so that they can beat parking, like they can beat traffic and stuff like that when you guys are losing?
Okay, because
good number.
I say what I realize about American football play. When I think about American football fan, a lot of times I don't think like older white man, crazy like beer. They're drinking their beer. They're crazy. They're tailgating their family out the game. I see what you're saying with the rugby, right? But I think rugby having the international side about it makes it kind of harder to differentiate. Are these people here because they're here for their country, or are they here because they love the game?
Yeah, and I can say America, like entertainment.
In America, it's more like, okay, you're basketball, there's football, there's even soccer. Even rugby's not. I don't think rugby's a little sport in America. I definitely think Americans they respect rugby.
Yeah, for sure.
Rugby's a respected sport.
Yeah,
so I'm familiar with rugby. The name, when I hear rugby, I don't think, okay, that's a name I've never heard before.
Never heard, yeah.
You can go to Africa or go somewhere, you say football, they probably really would think you're talking about football. They wouldn't even know. With rugby being a sport in America that's acknowledged and shown out to kids, like, hey, you can play rugby. Like a lot of private schools, the richer schools, they have rugby teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I would say I get what you're coming from. I see what you're saying, but I think rugby being so international makes it harder to announce. Are these fans of Scotland? Yes. And this is the one team that we have, or are we a fan of the?
They also have clubs, because you guys, the Knicks, not the Knicks. The Jets, those are just states,
organizations.
That's club, right? That's like a football club, right?
Okay.
As we have clubs too. There's still Division 2 in whereby it's like people supporting like other teams. Like let's say the league in England, United Rugby Championship. There's teams like how you say it, Exeter Chiefs, Leicester Tigers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They'll have their own fan base.
Okay.
But when England is playing, all of them come together. So
it's like a national team.
Yeah. So when they're having their own leagues, which is like, let's say, the NFL. So comparison of NFL to them over there, or France, which is top 14, everybody have their own individual clubs. But when France is playing, the whole top 14 unites, and they all just support France. Ooh. So that's how big it is. That's why I want you to understand how our fan base is.
Yeah.
So the crazy stuff that goes on there, it's still wild because you guys have been like.
I think I heard.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me see. I think
the thing is, I can see where he's coming from. It's just harder.
It's so hard. It's
just harder to debate because the main argument that I can say is mainly about the fact that football, like college and NFL, that's the main thing, because with American football, it's not like, at most you have like maybe practice squads, but that doesn't really count as like official teams playing.
Exactly.
So I do definitely get where you're coming from in that instance, but I feel like that still doesn't take away from the fan bases, like its culture being as crazy as rugby.
I think I can make a choice on the
I can see where he is more entertaining. I feel like we have a crazier culture.
I get it.
For sure.
On this one. I'm gonna go American football, man. I'm gonna go American football.
I definitely did.
It was a good argument.
No, I'm not gonna lie. It could have went either way. It could have went either way.
It could have. I'll go American football on this one.
I would agree in the sense of like it's more international and more like commitment, more like even if it's a club, you all unite. But I would say when it comes to crazier, I feel like, in my opinion, football is more like crazier, not.
Off of that, what I got was rugby's a more united sport. Mm-hmm. Football is kind of a more like crazy, like those guys are.
And certain, but because in rugby,
it's the same way though.
It could be.
It's the same way. They only unite when the country's playing. It's the same way. Let's say it's the same thing. I'm just trying to see what he's.
I didn't want to have to come on down. Okay. I just gotta say this. Do you know how crazy Americans are? There are people that have season tickets to NFL teams that live in their car. There are people that choose what school to get their education. I want to be a lawyer. They choose what school they go to based off how good the school's football team is. There's grown men accountants painting their nipples purple and gold to cheer their team on a Sunday.
Yes.
American football fans are crazy. I think this is actually a compliment to rugby fans. You guys aren't in our league. We are insane, and they sacrifice everything for a sport. And in terms of fan culture, America's a melting pot, right? All different countries, all different thoughts,
ethnicities.
And what does it say in that country that the most popular sport is American football? That when the whole country comes together and decides we love American football.
But that's the thing, though. It's still the same. You're talking about just one country.
But it's
to
one
love
country,
the game.
But think about it, one country full of if you go I'm from where if you go to Nigeria, there's foreigners.
Yes.
Majority of the population are born and are Nigerian.
But also in Nigeria, there's a specific football league, right?
Okay.
Not like football, soccer, right?
Okay.
There's a league going on, right?
Okay,
Nigeria,
yeah,
like
there
Premier
is.
League.
Yeah.
So every fan base of specific teams, they support their teams like crazy.
Okay.
But when Nigeria is playing, aren't you guys united?
Yeah.
And you guys, let's say they're playing Senegal.
Okay.
How would that go? That's a rivalry right there.
Yeah,
itself.
it is. Okay.
And that means we have more rivalry because we play more nations.
But
we play more nations. I'm not gonna like be on the same page with an England player over there. I'm supporting South Africa.
I'm
you know
with you.
what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
We'll still go crazy the same way you're talking about.
Let me ask you this. If you went to a new team, would your family talk to you? They could call you up, be like, hey, how you doing? If you went to a new team, play for someone else.
If it's like a rivalry, yeah.
But you're like, I'm going to go play for this other rugby team. I don't want to play with this one anymore. Your family be okay with that? Right?
Your family.
Your family.
Yeah.
Like your mom, your dad, your brother, sister.
If they supported my home team and...
No.
Yeah.
No.
Now,
I'm talking about, my point is this. There are instances where high school athletes are having their commitment days. You've seen that where they choose the hat.
The hats, yeah.
And the mom's already like decked out in Georgia clothes.
Yeah.
And they don't choose Georgia. There are mothers that stop speaking to their sons because they didn't go to that school. Again, This is not about who's more passionate. We are insane. We are insane.
Okay,
Half the crowd gets blacked out before the game even starts, and then they
Same
start
as
chanting
rugby,
to a
same
song.
rugby.
They start chanting to a song. Americans don't like to sing, but we don't even like to come together. But when the football games start,
and that's a good point though, because I think that's okay. I think football is. That one goes to American football.
All right, next question. Which sport demands more skill to master?
Football, man. Talk to me. What's up?
All right, for sure.
Talking about more skill. Talk to
All
me,
right,
man.
all
Come
right.
on.
Rugby,
This is BS.
especially 15s, we have very different positions, okay? But the skill set of tackling, if you start the game from that kickoff, if you're on it, you have to tackle. And you have to kick. Not everyone, though, but if you're still in the field, our kickers, they kick, and they still pass. And especially our kickers are the ones that are like the quarterbacks in your own world, okay? So they have to master how to kick for points too. We don't have a whole, how you call it, special unit?
Special teams.
We don't have special teams. So that's another thing. That's why they have all that. The passing, the kicking for contestable kicks. How you call it? The bombs when you kick in the air. You gotta learn how to kick. You gotta learn how to jump and catch the ball. Everybody contests for the ball. So
That's the same thing as football.
But look, I got you right now.
Everybody.
Look.
Right.
You basically explaining football, but skills we're talking about here. You know what I'm saying, my brother? You need the skills in football. Everybody has their own responsibilities. Everybody has to have a skill to be able to jump, tackle, run.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The footwork got to be on point. Your footwork, your acceleration, everything has to be great. Your hops got to be good. You got to be able to catch. You got to be able to do everything. Your skill set got to be great.
But the thing is,
So talk to me about your skills, man.
yeah.
Come on.
So your skill set.
You need to know the agility, all of
everybody on your field. Let's say everyone on your field has to have like just specific, which is allocated to them. You know, the O-line is not going to have the same skill set as how you call it, the wide receivers.
Okay.
They're not. But
They're
for
not.
us, our props will have the same skill set as our centers.
They
in
don't
ball
need to have
carrying,
the same
in the
skill set.
tackling.
They have different skills for a reason.
Okay,
They need to be able
not
to
to be
do that.
biased though on this, but wouldn't that make it harder for an American football player to be good? Because if everybody on a rugby, as you said, is training the same.
Come on,
you
they
guys
gotta
are
know the
lifting
same
almost the same.
skill,
You guys are
basically.
all different sizes.
Yeah.
Literally.
You guys are doing a lot of the
y'all
same
doing?
things.
Yeah.
Football is more of
All
it's
different
more
sizes,
skill. It's
all
more
of them.
skill based. As a wide receiver,
It's easy to master one
no,
skill.
No,
Look, you
but
gotta
wait.
understand,
It's
as a wide
easy.
receiver, you
It's
gotta be
easy. It's
shifty with
easy
your
to play.
feet,
It's
your
probably
hands,
when
all
you
of
think
that.
about it from a simple fact, from a simple point of view, it's easy to just use the word master. Very few people in sports are able to become masters of their craft.
Yeah.
That is one.
Okay.
I was an athlete. I wasn't a master of my craft. Even in my craft, there's always the people that are able to master that skill. To master a skill of a wide receiver puts you on a completely different pedestal than the average wide receiver. I
there's
feel
a lot
like
of people that could
the way
really
you can
run
gap
routes,
yourself, the way you can gap yourself in football is different. There's people that are master the skill of being quick off of letting off a route.
Yeah.
There's people
Literally,
that
facts.
master a skill of being able to catch over the defender.
Yes.
There's people that master the skill of being able to truck people. There's
Literally
people,
run people
There's
over
so much.
all
So
that,
you just said
all
all
of
that.
that.
So rugby,
There's what?
I have to learn how to tackle well, right?
You have to-
I tackle very well.
That's
You
the
have to
same
learn
track
thing
people.
that
I
we
track
do.
people personally.
That's the
I
same
do
thing
that.
we do.
That's another skill that I had to master. High balls, I'm good at it too. I had to master
Same
that.
thing.
That's
Okay.
one more skill I had to master.
Cool.
The passing, my passing has to be on point. Some players can't pass to the left, but you have to master it to be like play at the highest
Do
level.
you have to be?
Okay.
Do you like? Okay, now for example, let's say
'Cause they have, like,
even if
trick
you said
plays,
you
like
on
wide
in rugby you
receivers
play a
out of it.
more of a defending position where you said you play
come on.
like
Flanker?
a tackle where you're tackling a lot.
Yeah, flank.
Okay, let's say you didn't pass the ball right and left as good. I feel like you still probably would be a pretty damn good rugby player.
Yes, because I've mastered that skill.
No, I'm
See-
saying if you wasn't as good as passing the ball left and right.
Yeah,
And
but as an
but
individual,
you
I
can still tackle. You can still do everything else, all your other
Yeah.
skills. You will still be a pretty good rugby player.
But you still,
Look,
it
look,
would be,
what-
So how
your
would-
chance of
what-
playing professional
what-
would be like really less too.
Look what me and
That's why
bro.
there's a lot of skills to master for you to play
Look,
there.
look, we about to
I have
get
the
him
luxury-
right here. We about to
wait,
get
I
him
have-
right here.
I have the
Come on,
luxury
come on,
of
come on.
talking to a professional rugby
Okay.
player. So I'm asking you straight up:
Yes.
if you couldn't pass the ball as good left to right, would you still be a professional rugby player?
If you don't have the skill to
If
pass,
you didn't have the skill, because you said you can pass good left, you can pass good right, or
Yeah.
you can catch high kick.
Yes.
Let's say you tackle as good,
Yes.
everything else as good, but you didn't have those three things.
I would
said.
not be a professional player.
You
I
would not. Come
I would
on,
not.
man. You're proving the
I
point.
would
You
not.
need more skill in order to play American
Yes, that's what.
football.
Yeah, that's what.
You need more
It's the
skill.
same thing
Come
for
on.
rugby.
It is
No,
not.
it's
You
just
just
answer the
said that
question.
y'all
Okay,
all have
okay,
the
okay.
same skill set. You just said that.
And
The
there's
only
a lot
thing
of
you need
skills
to be
to
able to
master.
do is
It's
pass
mastering
left, right,
here.
and tackle. That's it.
It's
And
mastering
kick,
here.
That's it. In
That's
football,
not it.
you
We
need to
gotta
be able to
tackle.
move
We
your
gotta
hands.
tackle.
You got to be able to tackle.
Okay, but
You
skill-
gotta be able to
with
be
skill,
quick.
I'm-
Your offensive side. You didn't have to tackle
everything,
that
no.
often.
No.
Hands, offense,
Okay.
defense. You
Okay.
got to be able to fight. the
Offensively-
person
Okay,
off of in
offensively,
front
do
of
you have to
and all of
tackle?
that.
Do you have to offensively? Do you have to tackle? Unless
Offensively?
there's a fumble,
No.
stuff like that.
No.
That's the only time you have to tackle,
But
right?
you still
Okay,
gotta
yes,
be
yes.
physically
Rugby-
skilled.
rugby-
And,
set
how about we
skilled.
answer? Okay, it's his turn. So answer his questions. I want to hear it. Okay,
Yes.
well, let me hear
so
your
I'm
take.
saying, so if you're on the offensive side, do you have to tackle every time? You rarely tackle. Rugby, if I'm defending and I fumble the ball, it goes forward, and they pick it up, I have to make the tackle. So the
That's
offensive guys
tackling.
on your
That's not a skill.
no, it goes on. It's a skill.
Bro,
tackling is a
bro.
skill.
You
It's a
tackle
skill.
in football.
I will say-
It's a
Everybody,
skill.
especially on defense,
You-
has to know how to tackle.
Football's
What are we
tackles are not
talking
it. You guys are not taught well to tackle too. It's
about?
a skill.
We all are.
That's
Our
why a lot of them right
positions
now
get
are
switched.
getting rugby coaches. They're
Growing
learning
up,
from rugby a lot
playing
now.
American football, you go through different positions, and then when you get to college and past high school, that's
yeah,
when you
you
get
take one.
permanent.
You take one,
That's
right?
when you either offense or you defense. That's
Yes, rugby,
it.
even at professional level, you have to tackle and you have to defend.
You still have to
That's a
know
skill. That's a skill set.
Okay.
The only thing you need in rugby,
What I'm getting out of this,
tackling, kicking.
what I'm getting out of
That's
this,
it.
right,
That's
is
all you need.
rugby is your
gotta use your
point for
hands,
rugby is that
skills,
as
you
a rugby
gotta-
player you got to play two sides of the ball.
Yes.
And my question for that is if you're not as good as on one side of the ball as you are on another side of the ball, which I know there has to be players. Not
Yes.
everybody in rugby is as good as
Yeah.
offense
As
and
good as
defense.
offense
You're
and
probably
defense,
all around guy.
Yes.
There's a guy, Travis Hunter, that plays offense and defense, and he's
Yes,
great at both.
They have those, yeah.
Okay, so now there's a guy that tackles really good.
Wait. Is it easy to master that? To be like Travis?
No, they call him a one of a kind. They call him a GOAT.
That's the question. That's my point right there. That's my point. You understand
the
it?
point? Skill.
He can play rugby nicely. He can really be good
Nah,
at it. You've answered it. You've answered me. You've answered it already. If you can't master to defend and attack at the same time, that's what we're arguing here about. That's what we're arguing
Wait,
about.
we're arguing here about skill.
Yes, that's
Not
a skill.
about tackling.
That's a skill. That's a skill set. Tackling and catching.
There's still people on the sidelines though.
I don't even know.
There's still more people on the sidelines.
Catching is a skill.
How much other backups do y'all have in
If
rugby
you-
for
listen.
tackling? Since that's the
Brother.
big skill set
Brother.
of this whole conversation.
We only 23 players a game, okay? 23 a game.
You only need 20.
We running on time. Damn. I'm gonna hear one more argument. I haven't made a
80
choice yet.
minutes.
Football did what they have
80.
to do just now, though.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, which one
So
demands more skill set?
football, but So you said for the skill sets, right?
Yeah.
You have to be able to tackle,
Yes.
catch, and what?
We have kicks. We have
Kicks.
high balls where you jump for it and catch it.
All right.
Contestables and all that.
Hear me out. You say, and you also said you have to pass left and right, right?
Yeah, you gotta pass.
How, like, is the way you're supposed to catch the ball? Like, you catch it like that?
Yeah, rugby. Let's say I'm attacking.
me see that.
We pass it backwards. So I'll catch it probably from here.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? If I wanna carry, I'll
Would
take
you
it
say
in.
that's a skill?
Yeah, that's a skill. Catching the ball is a skill. A lot of
Yeah.
people can catch.
It-
How
it's in
far are you
football
throwing the
too.
ball? But
It's-
from rugby,
it's-
It depends.
It's
from rugby, you're not throwing too far though.
I am.
Wait,
If
wait.
there's an overlap,
Wait,
the 10 or I can catch it and swing it like
I can feel
30
it.
meters.
hold up. Feel the difference in, like, look.
This is definitely harder to catch. This feeling shit. This is definitely hard. I feel like this feels like, feel me, my whole palms is.
Yeah.
But this is going 60 miles an hour. How fast is that going?
Put that on.
That's
Hey, yo.
And now you gotta catch it. And now you gotta catch it.
Okay.
This thrown at you right here.
Okay, like, feel me?
But it got. But
Throw it to him. Throw it to him.
They throw it like really like.
Nah. And then the quarterback's trying to stop you.
Wait, but you gotta listen. You gotta listen.
Okay,
You gotta listen.
All right, let me hear what you say.
You're getting thrown the ball at how many miles an hour again?
Bro, like 80.
80 miles an hour.
Definitely.
Yes.
And in rugby, you're just
It's
getting tossed the
definitely
ball.
true. Got it.
Tossed
Some
You're
people
doing
might be
it.
far. I can pass 20 meters, 30 meters.
20 minutes. How many miles an hour are you getting at?
I've never measured it. I've never measured
But,
it. But I still have
but
to
you would say,
rip it.
but you would say, if you're getting, for example, say you played football, right?
Yeah.
There's two people on you. You're getting from mad for a 80 miles per hour ball over you.
How many
Okay,
people
how
are
many-
passing the ball?
One.
Rugby?
Everybody.
15.
Okay, but the target and accuracy
That's a
and
skill.
okay,
The
the
hand-eye
way. Okay,
coordination, all of
but
that.
wait. The throws that quarterbacks make, a rugby player cannot make any day of the week, even if they try. You could have put
They
the
can't.
Brother.
No.
I promise
Quad
you.
Cooper throwing a rugby ball like a football in a game.
I've never heard of him.
Rugby player, as long as you pass the ball backwards or laterally.
wanna check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out right
Don't
now.
we know about
Check it
it?
out.
I've never heard of this guy.
I wanna check
If
it
he's
out.
throwing it
Quad
like an
Cooper.
American football,
You'll see it
why
right
I've
now.
never heard about it?
No,
Why
you'll
don't we
see it
know
right now.
about
You'll see it.
Nice.
Yeah, like film. Look like film.
Yo, that look like something my mom would record.
Look.
That looks like something my mom would record.
Boom. Look at that. Threw it the same way.
Nah.
The same way. The same 5 yards. I said it the same way.
I can't.
You saw it.
I cannot compare. Okay. No, that was terrible.
He still ripped it.
That was terrible.
That was tough.
It looked like a light toss.
Brother, what do you mean? Look at that. He ripped it.
Anybody can do that.
Hell no.
I won't lie. Okay.
Yeah,
So we have the same skill set.
Okay, that being a highlight is kind of.
Yeah, play it.
That was. I think.
tossed the ball to him.
Okay, now think about somebody throwing a 100-yard pass. 100-yard passes. Who thought? What you mean? Nobody have thrown a 100-yard pass before? 70, 80 yards down the field. Okay, 80
Hail
yards.
Mary.
Okay, that's the whole field. I've seen a Manning throw the. I've seen Brady throw an accurate pass.
Yeah.
An 80-yard accurate pass.
Okay.
That is literally a super. That's not normal.
Yep.
Okay, so as far as the
And
throwing part,
you said how much? 20 meters?
No,
That's
that's
the
not 20
farthest you throw?
No, it's not 20 meters.
okay.
It's not 20 meters. That's a
Okay,
lot.
okay. This is the final round with 3 rapid fire questions. Who is gonna convince me about rugby or football? Are y'all ready?
Yeah. Let's get it.
Oh, my man right here, man. Let's go. Are y'all ready? So I'm gonna explain to y'all a little bit about this round, right? Each player gets 30 seconds. I'm gonna ask a question. You guys are trying to convince me. First question. Okay. Which game is more entertaining to watch? Got it?
Got
Ready?
it. Nice.
Set. Clicking.
All right, rugby. Because first of all, we have fewer stoppages. Fewer stoppages means more continuity. So fans are hooked on the TV for consistently 40 minutes, 15-minute break. That's halftime, and then straight up back to the game again. We have bigger hits too because we don't have the pads on. So that also makes it more exciting. We score from any angle. We have conversions. That's a way to score. The points you guys have it too. We have scoring from, watching people kick from corners. Football, if you score a touchdown, you'll be under the post only.
Top.
People just love that. Yeah.
Top. Okay. Football. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Set. We live.
All right. I'll say American football is way more entertaining to watch because everybody literally is watching it on their TV screens. They go to bars, they drink, they get drunk. People even record. Some people crash out. They break their TV screens, go crazy. Even if they lose a bet, people put up money for this. They be entertained by it. Like, they love it. They sit down, they watch it. Sit at home, they watch it. In bars, they go outside. They go partying. They put it on the TV screens. People pay their money to go out.
Time. Woo! Woo! Okay. Damn. Okay. I'm gonna go American football first question. I like American football.
All right.
Which sport has more freakishly athletic players? You ready? Let's go.
All right, I'll say American football because we have a lot of athletic people that even train also extra besides football. They go out, they train extra, they get, bigger, stronger, way faster from what they were last season, last game. You know what I'm saying? Some of them weight lift extra. Most of them, especially in American football, have the skill set to do stuff outside, on the field, in the weight room, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say American football all the way.
Tom, ready? You need me to repeat the question. Which sport has more freakishly athletic players?
Well, I'll say rugby. Because rugby, first of all, we have guys who are like 6'8" and 270 pounds, and they can literally run fast. They're really, really fast. And they can hit too. We have big Samoans that are huge. These are round players, and they can truck anyone on the field. And this makes it so entertaining because that someone just being that big, it doesn't make sense how they can still run like that.
Okay,
but
Tom. I'm going rugby without a doubt. I'm going rugby without a doubt. All right,
we won. We're not here. We won up, man, right now. We won up.
I'm going rugby. I still think
this is a championship round, man.
Being able to have little linemen running around. Imagine a lineman playing running back in football. He basically described LeBron James running around a football field.
All right, and rugby is this.
Your
turn this time.
This is the final question. This is the final question. Winner of this question will be crowned a winner of this Lunchbox episode. Are y'all ready?
Let's go.
Are y'all ready? I'm going to give y'all 10 more seconds, man. 10 more seconds.
Nice.
Does football protective gear make it more dangerous or easier to play the game? Ready?
Makes it more dangerous because that's when people just throw themselves now because they believe they have as much protection as they have. They lead with the head, higher rates of concussion because of the helmet-to-helmet hits. More spinal injuries too because they don't have the right technique because, as I said, it's just a matter of just throwing yourself at the body. So you're trying to make that big hit thinking that, this is your career saver. You hit someone like that, you're the one laying on the ground. And also it shows very well too because with all that too, their careers don't last that long. Rugby, we still play to 35 plus. Football, max you have in the league is 3, 4, or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So those pads don't help that much. So it makes it more
perfect. Right on time. Shot clock. Nah, the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know.
Check the average. How long? Check.
Okay.
Google it.
Okay. Next. We about to. You ready?
Yep.
Set, go.
I feel like with the pads on, it definitely does not help it be more safer, no lie. Only because it's you are literally running full speed at someone with pads on. It's you know what I'm saying? Especially when you have the ball, no matter if you have the ball or not, you're trying to either protect the person that has the ball or you trying to get the person with the ball. So with pads on, no matter what, with your cleats, you could scratch someone's face, leg, whatever. Your helmet could, hit someone in the leg. You could get a concussion, get blindsided, winded, everything. With the equipment, definitely way more dangerous with the equipment for sure.
Okay. Doubted. So then in that case, drum roll. I'm going rugby.
That was so terrible.
I'm going rugby.
That's the one.
All right. Hey,
thank you, man.
All right.
All right. Sure.
My son got a professional signature. And that's episode of Lunchbox. See you guys next week.
Hey y'all, thank you for watching another episode of Lunchbox. Links for the videos are below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let us know who you want us to bring on the show next. Peace, we out.